Hi friends, how's everybody doing? It's January, that's what I'm calling it. Hi Ray. Hi, welcome to Friday Night Sip and Sew. I'm just gonna make sure I'm up and then I'll tell y'all what I'm doing today. Hi Carla, did you get your earrings yet? All right, doctor. All right, where am I? Ah, there I am. Yay! All right, everybody can tell I have a different background today. Oh, they should be there any day because they went out earlier this week. Carla was the winner of my contest. Hi, Linda Wood from Texas. My contest for naming my tan featherweight. We named her Charlotte. So, can we just, babe, Carla, you can do whatever you want. I am sipping tonight. I actually haven't had much lunch, so I made myself a little tiny charcuterie plate to not get silly. Hi, Maria Corona. And Linda, hello from New York. Thanks for joining us. So I'm going to get asked, so I'll just cover it right off the bat what I'm sipping. So here in the Pacific Northwest, we are, oh, girl, you have no idea. Carla said it's that kind of week. So we are still, hi Mary from Seattle. Are you in Nebraska or are you in Seattle, girl? We are just today, our governor, our lovely governor, has moved us into phase 1.5. Notice I didn't say phase 2, I said phase 1.5, which means that restaurants can now be open partial at like 25% occupancy inside, 50% occupancy outside. Did he give the restaurants any warning, you may ask? No, he did not. So everybody's scrambling because all of a sudden they can have guests in their restaurants. Salons, thank goodness, are allowed to open at partial capacity also. So you guys are going to have to say goodbye to the gray hair because I'm going to see my girl when she can get me in. No question. What else? I'm outside because there are some wonderful plumbers in my home. Hi, Linda from Michigan. Making a big old racket because we have a leak in the upstairs shower, my daughter's restroom. It's specifically her shower, and it's leaking downstairs into the downstairs part of the house, and it's a problem. So, hello, T Mike 4. So I decided to move outside as to not be in their way and not have them, you know, making a bunch of racket while I'm on with my ladies and gentlemen. I guess there could be some gentlemen here. All right, so we are still working on Tula Pink. I'm hoping to get my last 3 blocks done tonight, folks. So my last 3 centers are already together, and I'm just making half square triangles. I decided to borrow my daughter's yellow featherweight again because she sews very fast. I'm gonna have to move my food because I don't want. Hi, Becky. Philippines, wow. I'm from the Philippines on vacation in New Jersey because of the lockdown. I understand. Thank you for joining me tonight. I do this every Friday night. 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time till 5. I'm on here sipping and sewing with my friends. Hi, Bridget is in Arizona. She says it's well over 100. Staying home is good. Agreed. All right. What are you guys sipping tonight? If it's that hot, it might be a beer night where you are. Fish says, Darlene, can you remind me the power source battery pack? Oh yeah, absolutely. It's called, so a couple weeks ago I was out of town in Idaho, North Idaho. We was on the shores of, it was on the shores of Lake Ponderay, and I did a demo on a battery, a solar battery, a lithium battery. It was called a Sub-Zero, and the model I was using was a 200X, I believe. And it was well powered for my little featherweight out by the lake. Mary in Seattle is sipping peppermint iced tea. That sounds really nice, actually. Girl, it's not that cold here. Or not that hot here. My husband has the heater on, and I actually might have to turn that off because I feel like I'm going to start sweating. So it says, all right, I see, and nice viewing you. I'm Monette. Hi, Monette. Actually, BF, I've been following you. Oh, nice. Thanks for following me on Instagram. This little setup has, I can go to Facebook and Instagram at the same time, which is kind of nice. Oh, it's, don't worry about the typo. I do it all the time. Half the time it's in my posts. I didn't know. With the BF. It's totally fine. Kim, you're welcome. I look forward to Friday night Sip and Sews because it is the least regimented video I do during the week. I literally just get on here and my girls join me, and then we just chat for an hour while I sew. And I'm making progress on a quilt, which is good because these days I don't have a lot of time to sew for fun. My the website is keeping me nice and busy, which is cool. In case you guys missed it this week, I had an awesome call with on Wednesday. I had an awesome call with my friend in Florida. 1, 2, 5. Oh, am I missing a piece? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What did I do? 2, 4, 5, 6. Did I sew 2 pieces in? Not that you all have done that before, I'm sure. I did not sew 2 pieces in. It's so strange. Okay, I gotta turn the heater off. I'm dying. Hold on. He was trying to be kind to me. It's a little overcast here, although it's bright, and he was worried that I was going to be cold, so he turned the heat on for me. How sweet was that? But it's too much. Whew. So I'm making half square triangles just in case you guys, well, Instagram can see what I'm doing, but Facebook cannot. So I have drawn a line down the center, and I'm sewing 1/4 inch seam allowances on both sides, and that way I can have 2 half square triangles. When all is said and done, I will trim them down to 3.5. When I'm finished, they'll be slightly oversized. Oh, what does my shirt say? I love this shirt. I think it was actually a gift. I never made it up to Jerome, Arizona yet, Miss Bridget. It says, I turn thread into quilts. Thread into quilts. What's your superpower? Isn't that fun? So I talked to my friend Sandy from Sandy Loves to #2 Quilt on Instagram this week. She is a hoot. She had me enrolling, and she, if you tuned in, can see that she's kind of been a bad influence on me. She is the reason why I have a mini sewing machine collection. Like, what I mean by mini are those little chain stitchers. you know, they kind of look like children's toys, but they're not. There are toys, but she shared with me about, well, I guess it was a couple years ago now. She has a 19 machine collection of these little chain stitchers, and she shared with me her rules one day, because, you know, I collect featherweights, but they take up a lot of room on a shelf, and these little chain stitchers don't take up so much room. And so I asked her what her rules were. So if you missed it, these were her rules. Her rules were, you can't, on the little antique chain stitchers, you can't spend more than $65. That seems fair. You'll see a lot for more than $65, just so you know. Thank you. Yoga Frog at 978 says, beautiful spot for quilting. Love my backyard. Love my backyard. These are the vegetable starts I told you guys, not vegetable, the spice starts I told you I was doing right on the other side of me. And there's another one over there. Anyway, so can't spend more than $65. There's no online shopping, and you can't have a duplicate. So if you have one in a tan color, you can only, if it's available in black, you can have it in a secondary color, but you can't have two of the same machines. So, and then I didn't realize there was another rule, but one of her other rules in this little game that we play is that they can't be plastic. So they can't be an actual children's toy. They have to be like a legit, you know, from a certain time period, metal chain stitcher. So in case you guys don't know what chain stitchers are, they're the machines that don't have a bobbin in them. They just have a top thread, no bobbin, and then it stitches by making a chain, which is kind of fun. Shoot, I should have brought my iron out. I just realized these should be pressed. Okay. 4, 5. I think we're one of the last places to open, or start opening, I should say. So are you guys all out and about in public, or are you still using masks and all that fun stuff? I had to go to the post office today, and I totally forgot my mask, and I couldn't go in and have my package scanned in, because there's still you need a mask to get in the post office. Hi Lisa Zalaro. Happy sewing from Connecticut. So excited you, oh good, you did receive your feet. Good. Can't wait to get going. Oh, she is sipping a lemonade. You guys are good influences on me, clearly. Lisa, is it hot and stuffy in Connecticut? Oh, Nashua, New Hampshire. In a shop, yep. I was born and raised in Manchester. That's very close to Nashua. Carla says, no masks. I don't think in the Seattle area they're going anywhere very quickly. Oh, Lisa Wood said that she was given a Singer chain stitcher when she was a child. Oh, and she still has it. That's so cute. And Lucy says, hello from, or howdy, so howdy from West Texas. Still using a mask, but many are not. Yeah. I keep reading so many mixed reviews about whether they're actually helping or not. I keep fussing with going back and forth with wearing one or not wearing one. Here in the Seattle area, everybody has one on. I mean, you can't go to Costco, you can't go to Home Depot. everybody has a mask on, and if you are not wearing one, you get the look. All right, got one set done. Let's do this. 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoot. I am missing a little gray square. That's going to be a problem. Okay. My friend from New Hampshire says, I have a featherweight, never heard of a chain stitcher. They're like little, they're like this big. And Carla says, yes, Washington is very liberal. Correct. Hi, Linda from Ohio. Oh, you have you have one Singer 20. That's a chain stitcher. And a sew hand, or is the sew handy and the 20 part of the same thing? A 20 sew handy. Oh, and Linda Hadley says Michigan governor said you can get haircuts on June 15th. Yay! Who would have thought you'd ever be so excited about going to get your hair cut? This coming week, I have another Ask the Doctor on Monday. I understand, Carla. It was a good observation. I have another Ask the Doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about yet. It will come to me. On Monday at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And then Wednesday, I am interviewing my friend from Mesa, Arizona, who owns a shop on the outskirts of Mesa, almost Apache Junction. It's called Quilter's Oasis. And I'll tell everybody, I don't want to ruin the surprise next week, but Kathy is very near and dear to my heart. When we moved to Arizona from the Seattle area, Arizona is not the friendliest state for people coming in that haven't previously been there. I think I went almost in 6 months before anybody would even talk to me, and I was a pastor's wife, so I was friendly. I mean, I'm still friendly, but it was just very difficult to get to know anybody when we moved to Arizona, and it was really hard on me. I thought when we first moved there that I wanted to kind of retire from quilting and teaching, but all of that stuff just kind of followed me. I can't seem to get away from it even if I try. And so after a few, a little baby spider. Oh, I hate spiders. Sorry. Anyway, so I had gone into the closest fabric shop. We were living out in Apache Junction, which is East Valley of Arizona. We were there for 11 months before we bought our own home. We were staying in my in-laws' beautiful home while we were getting situated there. And I went into Quilter's Oasis, and I realized that what I had been missing was my tribe, my people, my quilting people. Hi, Pam Gregg. This is my yellow baby. It's actually my daughter's yellow baby. And so I had gone into Kathy, and I happened to be, chit-chatting with her. And Kathy is from Michigan and has a very Michigan accent. Lived in Arizona a really long time, but still sounds like she's from Michigan. And so we had started chatting, and I was looking at her class schedule, and I noticed that she was teaching the beginning machine quilting classes. And for those of you who know me, my background is with machine quilting. I was an educator. on all things machine quilting, on the home sewing machine specifically. So any domestic sit down home sewing machine. So I looked at Kathy and I said, I see here that you're teaching the machine quilting class at a Quilter's Oasis. And she goes, yeah. She just kind of had that, yeah, what's your point? And I said, and I knew firsthand that an owner of a quilt shop probably didn't want to be teaching that class, but she just didn't have anybody that was going to teach that class. And so I looked at her and I said, do you want to teach that class? And she goes, no, but my lady left because she had to go take care of her aging parents, and so I didn't have anybody to teach the class, so I'm teaching the class. She goes, why? Do you teach quilting? And my opportunity to stay out of the teaching game was right at that very moment. And instead of leaning back, I leaned in. And I said, yes, I teach machine quilting. I had 4 classrooms in the Pacific Northwest. I love teaching people how to quilt on their home sewing machines. It's actually one of the things that kind of grew out of my love of the featherweights because of that. And so she goes, well, you're hired. And I said, well, don't you want to call, and get some references? And she goes, no. She goes, if you had 4 classrooms in Seattle, you were probably okay. And I said, thanks. So she let me come teach in her beautiful shop. She has the nicest classroom. So anyway, there were a couple of other really kind of personal moments to me because of that relationship with her, and she helped make a pretty sad, newly minted 40-year-old woman much happier. So anyway, she's Kathy Reynolds from A Quilter's Oasis is going to join me on Wednesday on my interview. We'll be on Facebook at 4 o'clock, and then we're going to do Instagram at 4:30. And I'm pretty excited. I miss those ladies so much. She had a knack for hiring really nice people who were very, very smart and knew their what they were good at. And it was just an amazing place to work. So after I finish these last 3 blocks, this is just one colorway in this quilt. I have 2 more colorways to do. There were 9 quilt blocks in this colorway and 8 in the other 2. So I'm still not anywhere near construction, which is so sad. It's true, Bridget. Bridget from AZ said that we love all quilters, besides very few are from here. I did find that out to be true. There are very few native Arizonians. People come in from out of state. It's actually a really popular snowbird location. I think the West Coasters snowbird to Arizona and the East Coasters snowbird to Florida. So Kimfish says, you've probably been asked 4,000 times, so forgive me, but can you recommend a place where I can get my featherweight painted? It's pretty rough, so I won't feel bad. I do know of some people that paint. There is a company, I don't know of their quality because I haven't actually seen it up close. But the ones that I know of are the Featherweights of Michigan, I believe is their name. There's also Singer Featherweight Revived. I believe they're in Virginia on the East Coast. And Desk Dave was also painting for a while. He's in the middle of the country, I think Illinois. So those are the only ones I know right now. We are currently not painting because my husband got a job at a big software development company and he does not have time anymore to paint featherweights. But that's how I landed up with all of my painted beauties, was because of his, because we used to both work Featherweight Doctor full time. It says, will you quilt that quilt yourself or send it out? So actually I am a long armor, so I will quilt this, this little cutie pie myself. I haven't decided how I want to quilt it yet because it has a lot of negative space, so that would make any long armor kind of excited to do some fun textures and designs in all of the wide open areas. How long before you think it's safe for me to bring a machine for service? I am freaking adorable and you'll love to meet. Oh, you guys are so cute. Okay, so Tree Sharon, I have been doing porch pickups at my house in Redmond, Washington, because people's machines have been breaking as we've all been sewing on them so much because of quarantine. Cynthia Hemmer, I do have an answer to your question. Hang on one sec. So if you make an appointment with me, you can do a porch drop off and a porch pickup when I'm done. And we can wave at each other from 6 feet apart on my porch. You just have to call the shop. So our shop number is 206-899-5412. And even though it says press 1 for sales, 2 for service, 2 will lead you down to my service technician in Arizona, Cynthia. So you should make note of that. And 1 will lead to me here in the Seattle area. I live on the Kirkland-Redmond border in Rose Hill. Okay, now Cynthia said, do you know of a good place to take my machine in the Phoenix area? Yes, so we started our business, Cynthia Hemmer, in hi Joanne Keeney from Mississippi. We started our business in Arizona, and my father-in-law still works for the business there in the valley, so he can time and he can do service there in the Phoenix Valley. So Cynthia, if you call 206-899-5412 and press 2 for service, you'll get Greg, who's dad. So he can help you with your machine in the Phoenix area. Will you do? So Becky King, my Betty in Kennydale, Texas, wants to know if when I do the quilting on the big quilts, will I do any live videos? I'll have to think about that because it's going to be on my long arm. It's not going to be on my featherweight. But if you guys think that might be fun, we could do that one Friday night after the quilt is done. My sister just texted, for those of you who don't know, I have an evil twin sister. We're identical. I'm 3 minutes younger than she is, and she's the one that got me this shirt. So she just texted me, oh, you're wearing your shirt. She's so funny. I feel bad for these workmen in my house. We, okay, Becky goes, I really want to watch, so think hard about it. So we have a teenage daughter, and the house that we lived in until November, this past November, only had 1 bathroom. one bathroom, a teenage girl, and my husband and I. And my sister, my twin sister, Joanne Keeney, she does quilt. She's meticulous. Of all of the people that I've quilted for over the years, I would put her in my top 3 in terms of her precision on her piecework. She's an accountant, and so she likes to do lots of different like patterns that I would avoid because they're not, I like patterns with big pieces. I'm a instant gratification kind of gal, and Denise is a pick the tiniest little postage stamp quilt and cut 1,000 of them up and then put them all together. That makes me want to poke my eyes out, but she loves every bit of it. Anyway, these gentlemen, so we noticed that her shower was leaking week 1 of quarantine. It's been 2.5 months. So she had to move out of her bathroom and into my bathroom with her daddy. And we've had a shower schedule and everyone, so everyone has their privacy. Everybody's, has their allotment of the water in the hot water tank, because my girl can take 45-minute showers. So if you have not had your shower before Ray goes in, you're not getting a shower. A hot one anyway. Anyway, she so it's been a little challenging for 2.5 months, all being in the same bathroom. And so last week I called because I couldn't take it anymore. And I said, okay, send someone. I can't do this anymore. So these nice gentlemen showed up earlier this week, and they thought it was going to be something quick and easy. And they resealed a bunch of stuff, and then I told her she had to wait a day to let all this stuff, dry. And so she was all excited. She moved back into her bathroom. She put all of her hair products, up on the shelf. And then she wasn't in the shower 5 minutes. And my husband comes whipping around the corner. I was downstairs working, and he goes, tell Ray to get out of the shower. And I thought, good Lord, honey, let her have her time, with her working bathroom. And so I looked at him, I kind of blinked at him a few times. He goes, no, seriously, there's water coming through the ceiling. Tell her to get out of the shower. It's like, oh. So, poor thing had to get out soaking wet and transition back into my shower. So these poor gentlemen had to come back out this afternoon, and so far they've cut a hole in the downstairs ceiling and little patches through the sheetrock through the family room. Couldn't have just been something simple, right? Where are my international folks today? Usually I have someone on from Australia and UK, Brazil. You guys all out there just being silent? The thing about this little yellow machine is that this motor has been I replaced it because the original motor that we painted yellow to match was too slow. I like my machines fast, and so I put a new motor on, but she's black. But man, she sews like the same speed as my modern Bernina. Gotta be paying attention. Don't want to roll over anybody's fingers. All right, I'm gonna start cutting these apart. Does anybody have any big plans for the weekend? I'm working. I have some customers who are 9 to 5ers during the week, and so the only time they can do anything with service is on the weekend. So I've got some service appointments tomorrow, which is fine. All right. I guess it's time for a new blade. So technically I'm supposed to be ironing these, but I'm going to press the center seams open with my fingers and then square them up to 3.5, which is what my finished or my next piece size is going to be. Oh, Linda Wood does alterations. You're probably working this weekend too. Linda, would you use a featherweight to do your alterations? Cheryl Stevens wants to know if I have any issues using a cross-wound thread. You know, I've heard of the difficulties around the Orifil, which is the cross-wound thread, but honestly, I've never had trouble with it. And usually I'm using an exterior. So in this case, I have my thread sitting on top of my featherweight. So it is unwinding as it comes off of the spool. But honestly, I usually use an exterior thread stand so that the thread comes straight off and doesn't actually unwind as it comes off. And I've never had a problem with the cross-wound thread, the Orifil, or any of the other ones. So I think it has to do with using that thread stand. I have heard of other people having trouble with it though. Oh, Linda Wood uses an older Bernina. Nice. I used to have, well, I still have a Bernina, but my my older one is, Linda, do you have a 3 or a 4-digit series Bernina? Like, are we talking 80s or 90s era? My mom-in-law, who sometimes is on, I don't think she's on tonight, she had the 4-digit series Berninas from the 80s, and she ended up selling it when she got her new 3-digit series Bernina to my sister, the twin, and then was so upset with herself when she did that because she missed it. Those are great machines. I have a very new Bernina, new. I treated myself this last fall, and my 3-digit series Bernina died the day that my new Bernina arrived. It was so like crazy, crazy timed. So I'm still learning the new one. Everything about her is a push button, and I find that really hard. Oh, and 817. Yeah, those are great machines. Very heavy though, huh? All metal. No plastic on those guys. Hi, Donna. Wants to know if anybody is here from the Cleveland, Ohio area. I don't think I've ever been to Cleveland. I know I've been to Dayton. I think I used to have a cousin that lived in Dayton. Hi, Melanie. How you doing, sugar? Your puppy pictures make me happy. Is it a black lab or is it a doodle? Like a labradoodle? Your cute puppy. Good. I'm glad you're doing great, Melanie. Oh, a blue Weimaraner. Oh. You said he's like 5 months old? I love the heavy ones. They stand up under all the pressure. It's true. They do. Well, your puppers sure is cute. He's a blue Weimaraner. He looked like a sporting dog. I just wasn't quite sure which one. Oh, I can't spell today either, Melanie. I can't spell any day. It's okay. Half the time, so here's a good little test for you folks. My daughter does a lot of my social media posts. That's why, 6 months now. That's why they're so pretty, is she is really gifted with taking pictures and stuff. But if there is a spelling error in the post, most likely I did it. I'm terrible. Oh, another little buggy. Oh, go away. They smell my apples. What are you doing this weekend, Melanie? Vest to add patches on for a biker. Nice. You're cutting his sleeves off of his jacket? Nice. Is this for someone you know? Hi, Rose. How you doing, sugar? Love the birds in the background. Oh, I know, they make me happy. Oh, you don't know him at all? He's just a client. Right. Making some headway here. Oh, okay. So, you don't know the biker. He just came to you from a friend as a referral. Those are the best. I was hoping it was going to clear up and get kind of sunny. Oh, no problem. Rose, I got that order out or actually Ray got it out this week. So it should be on its way. Shipping is taking so long. I had this client from outside of Denver, poor thing, ordered a bunch of maintenance parts back in May and still has not showed up at our house yet. And I tracked it and the tracking isn't leading anywhere, and so I set out a second package for her today. Okay. So Linda K, if you're on, your new package is on its way. I think everybody is just doing so much shopping online that, you know, all the logistics carriers, FedEx and UPS and USPS, they're just all overloaded. Oh, the light bulb changer never came? Do you want me to send you another one, Melanie? I can send out a second one. That's not a big deal. I have more of them. I didn't realize it never showed up. I hear them cutting more sheetrock. Oh my gosh, what is my house gonna look like? All right, Melanie, I'll make a note to send out another one of those bulb changers for you for your next, oh, you're good, you don't need me to? Okay. There must be a delay in our little conversation here. I met this nice lady this week. She lives here in the Pacific Northwest, and she had seen my information at Quilting Mayhem, that big quilt shop that I interviewed Mindy a few weeks ago. And she had a featherweight that needed to have a couple things done to it, but she wanted to take a class, and wasn't able to get in, obviously, because I just started rescheduling for the fall. I'm hoping that, you know, the classes go through. Anyway, she landed up on my porch, and from a distance I showed her how to change everything out. Her name was Shelly, and then she messaged me later on that day and said she was able to do all of it from my little demo on the front porch. So I thought that was kind of cool. Mary says, how do you recycle your threads? Just started with well, I don't really like recycle my threads at all. Like, are you talking about this stuff here? I know, Becky. I haven't heard of recycling your threads, Miss Mary. All right, guys. Well, I've been on for about 50 minutes, and they tend to kick me off if I go too much longer. But I just want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for joining me on these evenings. I just love chatting with everybody, and making progress on a quilt at the same time is just an added perk. Like I said, Monday I'll be back on camera again at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time for the Ask the Doctor series. I'm not quite sure what I'm covering yet, but I will figure that out over the weekend. And then Wednesday, hi Carol Smith, she's like, hi, I just got here. As I'm wrapping up. On Wednesday, I'm going to have my good friend Kathy Reynolds. She's the owner of Quilters Oasis, a Quilters Oasis in Mesa, Arizona. She is a hashtag boss babe like me, and her and I make excellent friends. And so please join me on Wednesday for that interview. And then of course next Friday you will find me right back here on my deck, potentially, if it's going to be nice, sewing on this Tula pink quilt. And then I will consider, Miss Becky, if I will be doing the quilting on, or at least posting a lot of pictures. I know I can do that part for the big quilt. Thanks for joining me, guys. Joanne, thanks for joining me. I hope everybody has a safe weekend, and you can get out and and get some sun on your head and some road under your feet, and just enjoy this beautiful time of year. Thanks for joining me, guys. We'll see you on Monday.